Hello friends, welcome back to my channel PH Chemistry. In this video we are going to discuss about the basics of periodic table. So let's get started. First we will understand about the structure of atom. Once it is thought that the atom is the smallest particle, but now we know the atom consists of the three smaller particles. First one is the neutron, then the proton and electron. Neutron is neutral in nature, that is, it does not have any charge. Proton is positively charged and electron is negatively charged. In an atom, neutron and proton constitute a nucleus, which is the central part of the atom, which is positively charged, and these are the orbits or the shells in which electrons revolve. So these yellow colored electrons, which are negatively charged, revolve around the nucleus in an orbit or shell. So the atom shown here is lithium. So the atomic number of lithium is 3 and the mass number is 7. Now we'll see how the atom is represented. Any element is represented as its symbol. To the left hand side at the bottom its atomic number, to the left hand side at its top the atomic mass number. So here the helium element is represented. 2 is its atomic number, 4 is its mass number. So here it is shown, this is the helium atom. So it is having 2 electrons and having 2 neutrons and 2 protons in the nucleus. Okay. So atomic number is always equals to the number of protons and which is equals to the number of electrons. Here you can see the atomic number is 2. So the number of protons is also 2 and the number of electrons is also 2. And the atomic mass number is the summation of the number of protons and neutrons. Here you can see the number of neutrons are 2 and the number of protons are 2. And the atomic mass number is 4. So this is very important point to remember, that atomic number is always equals to the number of protons, which is equals to the number of electrons. That is, in any atom the number of protons and number of electrons are always equal, and the atomic mass number, which is represented by the letter capital A, is the summation of the number of protons and neutrons. Mass number is always the summation of number of protons and neutrons. Next we will see the type of shells. How many types of shells are present in an atom? The shells are represented by principal quantum number, and principal quantum number is denoted by the letter small n. Shells are denoted by the letter capital K, L, M, N. Here you can see this is the nucleus of an atom. Here the 4 shells are present. The first shell is the K shell, second is the L shell, then M, and then N shell. So the first shell is principal quantum number is 1, for second shell it is 2, third shell it is 3, and fourth shell it is 4. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in one shell is equals to 2n square, where n is the principal quantum number I told you, and the value of n will be from 1, 2, 3 and so on. So here we will calculate the maximum number of electrons for the different shells. For K shell, you can see the value of n is 1. 1 square is 1. So 2 into 1 is 2. So the maximum number of electron that K shell will contain is 2. You can always see in any atom the first shell will contain maximum of 2 electrons. For the L shell, the value of n is 2. So the 2 square is 4 and 2 into 4 is 8. So the L shell contain maximum of 8 electrons. You will never ever see 9th electron in the second shell. This is the universal law. So for the M shell, the value of n is 3. 3 square is 9. So 2 into 9 is 18. So the maximum number of electron that M shell will contain is always 18, and for the N shell the value of small n means principal quantum number is 4. So 4 square is 16, 2 into 16 is 32. So the N shell will contain maximum of 32 electrons in it. So you can see the maximum capacity of the different shells. For the K shell, maximum number of electrons are 2. For L shell it is 8. For M shell it is 18. For N shell it is 32. Now the types of subshells. Subshells are represented by azimuthal quantum number, and the letter by which the azimuthal quantum number is represented is small l. The subshells are denoted by the letter S, P, D and F. Mind it, these are the small letters, small S, P, D and F, and for the shells we denote it by capital letter, capital K, L, M, N. So every shell will contain one or more subshells. So now the how maximum number of electrons in the subshells are calculated. These are calculated by the formula 4L plus 2, where L is what? L is the azimuthal quantum number, and the value of L does not start from 1, it starts from 0. So for the subshell S the value is 0, for the subshell P the value is 1, for D it is 2, for F it is 3. It is just like natural number starts from 1 and the whole number starts from 0. So it is like whole number. So azimuthal quantum number always starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now we'll calculate the maximum number of electrons for the different subshells. For S subshell, we have the value of L is 0. Put in this formula, 4 into 0 is 0. 0 multiplied by any number is always 0. So 0 plus 2 is 2. So the maximum number of electron in S subshell is 2. Okay. In P subshells, the value of L is what? It is 1. So 4 into 1 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So the maximum number of electron in P subshell is 6. For the D subshell, the value of L is, it is 2. So 4 into 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So the maximum number of electron in D subshell is 10. For F subshell, the value of L is what? It is 3. So 4 into 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So the maximum number of electron in F subshell is 14. Now here you can see these are the different levels. Levels means these are nothing but the orbitals or shells, orbits or shells. So for the first orbit, which we represented by the letter capital K, we have only one subshell. So it is written as 1s. For the second shell, which is represented by the letter capital L, we have two subshells. So 2s and 2p. For the third and so on. So why this first shell have only one subshell, second shell have two, and it increases? This is because the maximum capacity of K is containing only 2 electrons. So it contains only one subshell. The maximum capacity of the K shell is 8. So it can accommodate 8 electrons, so it has 2 subshells. Here you can see subshell S contains 2 and P contains 6 electrons, so the total is 8 electrons. For the third shell, the maximum capacity is 18 electrons. Okay, so it has 3 subshells S, P and D. It is represented as 3s, 3p and 3d. So 2 electrons in S, 6 electrons in P and 10 electrons in D. Total are 18 electrons. Here maximum capacity is 32. So it contains all the 4 subshells S, P, D and F. F contain 14, so sum all these to 6, 10 and 14 is equals to 32. So in this way it goes. This is not of your use after level 5. You can remember till level 4 only. So this is about the subshells, how it goes, how it is represented and how the maximum number of electrons are calculated. This is all about the atom, which are the basics of the periodic table to understand.